Hey everyone, Scott here, and we've got a care package from my mother. Mom watches the channel and she sent me a few things, and we're going to check them out. After we're going to do a quick channel update, but let's start with this. Let's start from the top here. We've got a motorcycle New Testament with Psalms and Proverbs in the New International Version. And I've already looked at this, and it's the 2011 NIV. A couple of years ago, I shared a similar Bible. Same thing, kind of New Testament, Psalms, motorcycle on the cover. I used to ride motorcycles. I did for several years. Actually, owned a motorcycle still until just a few months ago when I moved. I finally sold it, even though I hadn't ridden in a few years. Mrs. TSP wants absolutely nothing to do with motorcycles. So still have my motorcycle endorsement. Kept it when I transferred to Pennsylvania because honestly, it's the only cool thing I ever did in my life, so I'm pretty proud of it. But yeah, these would be given out at like motorcycle rallies, bike nights, those kinds of things. There's some groups, different churches maybe have a motorcycle ministry that rides together, and they would go to events and evangelize and share the gospel and give out little New Testaments like this. So this is really neat. This is the 2011 NIV. I don't have any NIV Bibles. I don't have any 2011 NIV Bibles, so not a translation I use a lot, but certainly a common one. So I'm going to hold on to this and utilize it. And hey, who knows? I might use it to for outreach myself at some point. So yeah, very cool. Size-wise, it's bigger than a what I would say Gideon, but here's a this is a recent King James Version New Testament and Psalms I picked up, Oxford. It's not as thin as the Oxford, but the Oxford is on India paper. Definitely smaller. And the font's small, but it's readable, so set that aside. And this is something similar. This is a military edition NIV. I think it's also 2011. It's got some of the same resources that little one does, but this one's military edition. And it's larger because it has the full Old Testament. I didn't show the ISBN. Whoops. Sorry. Here's the ISBN. I forget that I show it for that, and then here for this. This has some resources in the front for, I think the idea might be you have a group maybe of laypersons who are worshiping together in a military setting where they don't have access to like a church building or a established congregation. They can have a service together. There's some psalms. There's a suggested order for worship for a simplified service by yourself or with others. This seems like a resource for laity in the military. Would be my impression. There's prayer St. Francis and prayer when a comrade has fallen. Yeah. So this could be very useful to those loved ones who are serving. If you know someone who is, maybe something like this would be good for them to have. Anyways, yeah, pretty neat. And then, of course, it's got the same thing. It's the NIV, small font, but quite clear and readable, quite dark. Uh, Not line matched, but ghosting's not too bad, so gives you some idea. Pretty good size, though. It's pretty large and chunky. This is an old World War II New Testament Protestant edition, which now obviously this doesn't have the Old Testament, but you can see quite a bit smaller. This would be a little easier to carry, perhaps, but all right, and the last thing Mom sent, this is quite unique. Seriously Sick Bible Stuff by Ed Strauss, and art by Erwin Hea. And I'll let you read that information if you want to pause. And there's the ISBN. This is from Zondervan, Zonder Kids. And yeah, it kind of gets into those less savory elements of life in biblical times. It definitely makes you appreciate modern sanitation and indoor plumbing. And this is a good example here. They've got some information about sewage and sanitation. And I thought it was kind of interesting to look at some of this and cross reference it. So here is a note about public latrines. And I keep struggling to say that word when I try to record this. So forgive me if I mispronounce. But they talk about, if a building was torn down, guys would urinate among the rubble. We see this in 2 Kings 10:27. After King Jehu demolishes the temple of Baal, it is used as a public urinal. And yeah, that would obviously that would kind of make sense. Is kind of a dig at the cult of Baal, but I thought it was interesting to look at that in the Cultural Background Study Bible, which I have right here. This is the NRSV version. So we'll look at the verse first, just so we know what we're looking at. So it's right here. It's 10:27. Then they demolished the pillar of Baal and destroyed the temple of Baal and made it a latrine to this day. And what we learned down here in the notes is that this actually be done for very intentional and practical reason. It notes that temples were usually built on the site of earlier temples because the ground had already been considered holy. By turning the site into a latrine or possibly garbage dump, Jehu ensures that it will never be used as a temple again, making the revival of the cult in Samaria difficult. So this actually has the effect, it's not just to offend them or to kind of, stick it to them. It's really to keep that cult from reviving again by making it impossible to use that site for another temple because it's no longer holy. It's been uh, used as a public urinal. So yeah, that was really interesting. So yeah, thank you to Mom for sending these items. Appreciate it and enjoyed seeing them. And looking forward to checking this out some more. And yeah, this might be fun to look at with my son as he gets older. So, um, anyways, yeah, so that's what she sent. So I just want to give a quick channel update too before I go. If you follow the channel for a while, things were shaky for a while. I said I was going to stop doing the channel. That's when I was calling it Miserable Offender. And then I decided to bring it back and as Thrift Store Bibles, and I've been doing some videos irregularly since then. Now, uh, I do want to say I do apologize because I know some of you are really disappointed when I said I'd stop doing the channel, and I did, and then 3 months later it came back. I don't like how that came about, but what I realized is I should have just said, you know what, I need to take a break. I'm going to take a break, and because after a few months, I did feel really what it is um, I just don't have the time and the capacity in various ways to do a very regular YouTube channel, to come out with regular videos every week, like some people do, a lot of people do. And that's it. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. I know my friend Mamo, he does that, or moving about manipulating objects. He cranks out a lot of videos. They're great videos. It's a lot of work. Um, just a lot of things in life right now. I'm not at a place to do that. So, but I do still want to keep doing videos as I get a chance. And but it's going to be very irregular. Sometimes I might do more videos than other times, but you can probably expect me to not have anything new for weeks or months at a time. Life's getting busy again, much busier. It's for good reasons, very good reasons, but yeah, that's what it is. So I'll be here. I'll be around. You'll see me in the comment section on other channels. If you follow Mamo or Joe St. Eggs, I regularly try to watch their videos and leave comments and interact with others. And I will be monitoring the comments here and posting new videos when I get a chance. But you can expect it to be um, just kind of a when I get around to it sort of schedule. So, anyways, that's all I wanted to say. As always, I so greatly appreciate those of you who watch, who like the videos, leave comments. I always love to hear from people who have anything constructive or valuable to say, and I've been blessed that most people commenting on my videos do. Um, I haven't had too many people being unkind. So always fine if people disagree with me. That's wonderful, but I just want us to do it in a way that is Christ-like and loving. So fortunately, most of you have been absolutely wonderful, even when you disagree with me. So thank you. I wouldn't keep doing YouTube videos if it wasn't for the community and the people interacting, because that's the part I like. I like to hear your thoughts and what do you think and what resources, prayer books, Bibles, and so on have you used. We learn a lot from one another. So thanks for watching. As always, God bless and have a wonderful day, friends.